and every one of this here. May y'all continue to bless. Certainly without his blessings, we'll be in bad shape. And therefore, we need his blessings, his loving kindness, his mercy, and all these things that go with us. Because mankind is doing a terrible job on our own selves. And besides the fact that we have an enemy that's helping us. When I take this time to Canada, those that's in the Philippines, those that's in Sierra Leone, those that's in India, and where you might be picking us up. And love, shalom, ve'ahava. And upon these two principles, when we as a people learn how to live together, then are we ready for Yah's kingdom. And so you say, well, we ain't made it there yet. Well, we can't wait forever. So that means that if you ain't got adjusted to it and you're not got accustomed to it, and the kingdom is going to miss you. That's bad news.
Amen.
See? Therefore, we ought to be able to get along with one another. We look like one another. So why is it that we can't get along? Our thinking. That's where it's at. And our thinking. So let's alter our thinking for the best for all of us. Just think if the nations did what they're doing nowadays. I mean, like I said, at one time, at least it used to be you didn't have to worry about trying to get mugged or robbed or somebody breaking in your house. At least until night you had to, in the daytime you had it pretty well made. That ain't no more. That ain't no more now. You gotta watch in the daytime as well at night. Bad news here. But nevertheless, Yah's not gonna let that go forever. He proved it once before and he's gonna prove it again. All right, so let's get our tally talks. Gets it by I teach by eat by cease. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, has sanctified by thy commandments, and wrapped in thee. You should be near a songbook at this particular time, or a piece of paper that has 350 on it, or on your folders, or if you have the songbook 10 or 19 and up, youth is 12 to 18, and all is all who can read. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of Yah. Women?
Spirit, Yah, stop the training inside of me, caused by the rush of hearing everyone fed and here on time. Why did I confuse you, Yah? In all the tension of getting here, I know I made an effort because I really believe you. Yah, speak to me in my quietness.
In this case with thanksgiving and into his courts with praise, be thankful unto him and bless his name, for the Lord is good. Men, I am thankful, Yah, for what we have. But this week has been so hectic, and it seems that no matter how hard I work and how well I plan, there is always something I didn't plan on, and there isn't enough time to go around. Forgive me, Yah, for letting worry get in the way of my gratitude. You are good to us, Yah. We do have so much to praise you for. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord all lands. Serve Yah with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Youth,
I can't see this.
Yah's my shepherd, I shall not want. He made me to lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul. All. Restore my soul, O Yah, and renew a right spirit within me. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones that you have broken may rejoice. Cast me not away from your presence, and take not your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation, and uphold me with your free spirit. Hallelujah. 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 I should now turn to this holy city in this direction here. I open it to fill out opening prayer, the Kohen Baraka, and the Shema. Bless you, Lord our God, King and ruler of the universe. Heavenly Father, we come here today. Thank you for your help and strength. Those who woke up this morning and had the desire to be here were able to make it. And those that they had the desire but was not able to make it, we ask that you would give healing, that they too might be able to come forth and fulfill your commands for us to have a holy convocation. Just thank you for all those whose mind is set toward this way, that we might prove out to be your children and to love you and follow after what you have said. Thank you for sending your son. Thank you for the fact that he did not faint, didn't give up on us, but went all the way to the shedding of his blood, that we might have an opportunity to enter into the glorious promises and plans that you have for those that love you and keep your commandments. We also look at you for our healing, whether it is spiritual healing or physical healing, or whether we're in need of both physical and spiritual healing. We know nothing is impossible with you. Therefore, we look unto you for our healing. You made us, and you know our bodies, and you know our minds and all things. And so we just ask that you would help us and bless us and heal us, that we might be the people that go forth showing forth your saving help. We pray for the peace of Jerusalem. We ask you to bless and prosper her. Keep our leaders strong. Keep our sisters and brothers safe there, as well as us safe here. Bless my mouth. Bless our ears. That those things are said, what you want me to say, that we might add to our knowledge, and be not amongst your people that perish for lack of knowledge, not knowing what you're doing in these last days. Bless as we go further in this service. All these blessings I ask in thy son's name. Yeshua HaMashiach, the man whose name is the branch. Amen. Amen. At this particular time, you should be near a Bible, preferably the complete Jewish Bible for our Kohen Baraka, which is found on page 153. I think it's page 4 in your folders. And if you don't have that there, it's Numbers, the 6th chapter. I will read the 23rd verse, and then you can read a quote the 24th to the 27th together. Speak to Aaron and his sons, and tell them that this is how you are to bless the people of Israel. You are to say unto them all together, Barakah Adonai v'yish Barakah. May Adonai bless you and keep you. Ya'eh Adonai v'nam ilekah avikish. May Adonai make his face shine on you and show you his favor. Yisa Adonai v'nam ilekah v'yasimcha shalom. May Adonai lift up his face toward you and give you peace. In this way, they are to put my name on the people of Israel, so that I will bless them. Hallelujah! 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 I should be joining with the Shema in Hebrew. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto, Leolam, Va'ed, Be'achata, Be'talvasha, Ulka Nashika, Ulka Now, if you will take your Bibles and turn to page 204 in the complete, which will be Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter, 4 to the 9th verse will be what we'll be reading. The first two verses, 4 and 5, is what we said in the Greek and the Hebrew. Come on. Israel, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Echad. Hear Israel, Adonai God, Adonai is one. And you are to love Adonai your God with all your heart, all your being, and all your resources. These words which I am ordering you today are to be on your heart, and you are to teach them carefully to your children. You are to talk about them when you sit at home, when you are traveling on the road, when you lie down, and when you get up. Tie them on your hand as a sign. Put them at the front of the headband around your forehead, and write them on the doorframes of your house and hallelujah. Hallelujah. Ask you to go to page 1279 in the complete, which is Mark the 12th chapter, 28 through the 31st verse, and see what the Mashiach had to say concerning the same subject. One of the Torah teachers came up and heard them in discussion. He answered them well. He asked him,
which is the most important mitzvah of all?
Yeshua answered, the most important is Shema, Israel, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. And you are to love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your understanding, and with all your strength. The second is this: you are to love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other mitzvah greater than these. Hallelujah! 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 Hallelujah.
Come on in. Shabbat shalom.
Should have received a song at this particular time. If not, Hershey shall see to it that you get it. It is He. Great and mighty is He. I like that idea forever. You could have two meanings there, you know. You could have the fact that he's going to bless our sons and our daughters continually, you know, through generation. And but that also too. So that's an added plus. And I think that whatever restrictions that we have to do, whatever discipline that we have to do to ourselves in order to fall to that realm, to me, it's not that big of a price. Whatever it takes. See, I don't want to be lost.
Hallelujah. We don't have to be.
And we don't. You've already put it in operation and approved it. And we've had one that has solidified it.
Hallelujah.
So all we got to do is be good followers.
Amen.
That too hard?
Nope.
All right.
Nope.
All right. I don't think so either.
It's an opportunity.
Yeah. But there's a lot of folks who got false hope. What I mean by that? See? They ain't connected to the right God. I mean, there are a lot of folks, you know, they diligent, sincere about it, but they're just diligent and sincerely wrong. And diligence and sincerity don't get it.
Amen. Amen.
You can get a straw, you know, get your chair made of straw, you know, and you weigh a certain amount of weight. You sit in there, I don't care how much you diligently think it's gonna hold you up and everything there, it ain't gonna do it. It just ain't gonna do it. So we have to get those things, you know. Now, you get those straws and stuff, and you weave them the right way, get them all locked up the right way, you got a chance. But if you just take one little straw and make a chair out of that, it ain't gonna hold you up. And here, this is the problem with the world. See? There's only one God, dear folks. One God.
Amen.
That has eternal life to give. See? All these others is vain. It's straws, that's right. Single straws at that. Not no plaited and added together, bonded up. Just singles.
Yes.
He has a name. That's how he's identified out. Names are very important. You go to Psalm 68:4. And he tells what that name is. Sing to God. Sing praises to his name. Extol him who rides on the clouds by his name Yah. What we have up on our banner too here.
Hallelujah.
Y-A-H. That's his
Hallelujah.
name. And names are very important, as I say. because they identify who you're talking about. And our God wants to be identified out. So when you're seeing all this stuff and everything, He want to make sure that we're on the same, level, or we're on the same thought wave. We talked about it a little bit the other day there. Sometimes when you get your thought waves crossed and everything, you ain't sure, you can understand one another differently. See? Me and my wife, we get into that sometime, she'll say something and then I think she's saying something else and she's saying something else and all that, and so I have to go back and rehearse. This is what I'm getting it in. Now, this what you said. No, I ain't saying that. And I said, oh, I thought I know what you were saying. Now, what are you saying? In my language, so I can understand it now. See, you don't show me in your language. Now, let's get it in our language so we understand, and vice versa. See, so sometimes you might be saying the same words, but we still ain't saying the same meanings. So she tell me, sometimes she kind of got some strange sayings there, and I guess she said we over here too, all Oklahoma, we got some strange saying too, So that's how it is, and that's the way it is. I found out around the country, everybody, little areas, they got different sayings and everything there. Means something totally different than what you might think is, even though it sounds and saying you understand the English, but the meaning and everything is kind of totally different. I really got that when I went down to New Orleans. So I got a lesson right after that. I was in New Orleans. Huh? Yeah, that's what I was saying, So you ain't around here. Let me get you straight right now. Knowledge, right? Ain't that right?
No.
That's it. You don't go down that stand.
So they just bypassed the New Orleans, huh?
Yeah, well, they a lot of words they bypass. They just talk. Right? I can talk to my mom back and forth, and you would never understand what we're saying. So we talk different. It's called Cajun Creole.
They need to change the sign. They should change the New Orleans instead of New Orleans.
Well, it means the same thing, but it's pronunciation of the word.
Yeah. And they're offended if you don't pronounce it like what it's supposed to be.
I'm not.
Learn how to get this right. So different folks say different things.
Yeah.
Right. You say it's just like in Arkansas, part, and well, I ain't gonna say all of my sisters, but some of my sisters, they say soda water. And I went down there like some years back, and they said Junior. They called me, instead of saying Junior, they called me Junior.
Yeah.
They said, Junior, you want some soda water? What you talking about? They said, hey, somebody, you want some pop or something?
In New Orleans, it's called cold drink. Cold drink. Yeah, give me a cold drink. No, it means pop.
Do not, dear folks. But the Bible is done and translated and those things there. People say things and they don't really fully understand exactly what it said until we start learning about our culture and those things there. Then we start learning and get the understanding of it. And it is not written from a Western perspective, it's written from an Eastern perspective. And until you get into those things there, it's kind of tough to really understand those things. Here, so we have to go back and even in our translation of names and those things there and follow through on it. But nevertheless, he says his name is Yah, and he said, and be glad in his presence. I think we don't have no problem with that. We all understand that. You don't want to invite them on over and everything there, and they let you see right off at the get-go and everything. They ain't happy to be there. Don't make you feel good. See? Well, so is the Heavenly Father. He said this to be a holy convocation and to us for us to come here, have a holy convocation, assembly, and he come in and he wishing he was somewhere else, and I don't want to be here. Hey, he don't like that. You would like you invite a bunch of folks over and come in there and they frowning all of them and they letting you know right off the back that they don't want to be there. It don't make you feel good, and you the host. So we have to understand those things, and get in the room. So he lets us know, Extol him who rides on the clouds by his name, Yah, and be glad in his presence. Who is this God we're talking about? He lets us know who he is, so we won't get confused. Go to the 8th verse. It says, the earthquake and rain poured from the sky at the presence of God. Even Sinai shook at the presence of God. The God of Israel. And if your God is not the God of Israel, you are worshiping, serving a false and idol God, and you will perish with your God. He said, well, there's nobody stupid enough to not do that. Oh, yeah, there's a whole bunch of people like this. Don't believe in the God of Israel.
Amen.
Let you know. Oh, no. So, therefore, we need to understand that because they say gods, and there's gods many, Lord's many, but there's only one true God. And that is the God of Israel. And as I said before, if your God is not the God of Israel, you are worshiping a false and idol God, and you're going to perish with your God.
Amen.
Because he's going to eliminate all these gods.
Amen. Amen.
See? And he's determined that he's going to be the only one.
Hallelujah.
In that day, his name shall be one.
Amen.
And all those that understand that.
You got something that's you tell them that they said, I serve the God of Israel. But see, in able to serve the God of Israel, your lifestyle has to match up with him. Not keeping something else.
That's the next one I'm going to talk. Exactly. You're right. That's just it. Because they make a lot of claim to it. Even Israel did that. And God had to send the prophets. God had to send the prophets and get them straight on that. See?
Amen.
Why we go to Isaiah 43. That's once again, it could be that, get that mixing that understanding, get that understanding of, they think of doing this here and all that, and all that. So he had to get us straight on that. So he had to send a prophet along to get that straight. Because y'all, it's clear from the way y'all are doing, you ain't getting this understanding here. Isaiah 43, 10 through 12. Let me get you something straight here. You are my witnesses, says Adonai. What do you mean by witness? He said, hey, you supposed to be in my favor. No one would call somebody a witness and they go out there and testify against you and talk about you. She's the worst woman I ever seen. Boy, she lies, she cheats, she do all that stuff. You can't be trusted. You call that person to be a witness? How many of us ever call somebody up to be their witness with that attitude? Nobody's hand up? Let me take mine down because I show it. So in the same way, there's a Yah. He said, you are my witnesses, Adonai, and my servants, whom I have chosen. A servant is to be about his master's work, not doing what they want to do, or doing what some other masters are saying. And that's what he was talking about. You can say whatever you want to say, but your actions and what you're doing prove otherwise. So that you can know and trust me and understand that I am He. And let me tell you something, that drop off a whole lot of them. What you mean by that? I am he. No God was produced before me, nor will any be after me. And as I always give a diagram of it, if I tell you that this marker here, this is the only one, no marker going to be made like this before, and there's not going to be a marker made like this afterward. What is it saying?
That's the original, the only one.
I mean, no God was produced. Therefore, that means that he's the only one.
Amen.
And all of you run around here believing in the Trinity, dualism, and all those things here, they're in trouble. They fall out. Even though they might say, oh, yeah, we love the God of Israel. Oh, yeah. No, you don't. No. Because he says, yes, I am Adonai. I'm the owner. Besides me, there is no deliverer. I have declared, saved, and proclaimed, not some alien God among you. And so he said that if they going to come from him, then there's got to be an alien God. If you have alien gods before you. And the Trinity say you got 3 of them. Dualism say you got 2. So somebody's messed up. A lot of folks.
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
He says here, not some alien God among you. Therefore, you are my witnesses, Adonai. What? I am God. Not we are God. I am God. And as I tell folks, if you can't be his witnesses, what do he need you for?
Amen.
Well, he need because I'm black and beautiful, you know. He need because of my hairstyle. He need because of my size. No.
None of those things.
That's right. He done told you what he needs you for. See? Therefore, you are my witness. See? And as I said, no one want a bad witness. So we got to work at being a good witness. See? Isaiah 44:6-8. Thus says Adonai, Israel's king. So you're looking for a president, you're looking for a vice president, you're looking for a prime minister. What are we looking? He says king.
That's what we're looking for. Amen.
Thus says Adonai, Israel's king and redeemer, Adonai Zevaoth. I am the first and I am the last. Once again, it lets you know why. Besides me, there is no God. He's stipulating that, making it very clear. Who is like me? Let him speak out. Let him show me clear what has been happening since I set up eternal people. There's that word I'm saying, but I like it. Eternal people.
Amen.
Let him foretell future signs and events. Don't be frightened. Don't be afraid. Didn't I tell you this long ago? I foretold it, and you are my witnesses. There it is again.
Amen.
What are we?
Witnesses.
His witnesses.
Amen.
And what kind of witness we going to be?
Good.
A good one. Because nobody wants a bad one.
Amen.
See? Therefore, you are my witness. Is there any God besides me? Israel, is there any God beside our God?
No.
I know not any.
Israel, is there any God beside our God?
No. I know not any.
He said, is there any God besides me? He said, there is no other rock. I know of none. And if our God don't know of any, what in the world are we doing running around here? I believe in dualism. I believe in the Trinity. What in the world are we doing? Messed up. That's what we
Tradition.
Huh?
Following tradition.
Yes.
Not his witness.
That's it. That's it. We don't feel for that light, that gross darkness. And when the light comes on, darkness flees. that's what's going to happen. So, yeah, folks, we don't want to be amongst all this flee. See? But what about these people that's in the Christian era and in the Christian time and the Mashiach time? Now, what about them in this? They got this Jesus and they got all this Messiah and all those things there. And what about that there? It certainly sounds like that's what he said. Well, let's see what the man said. Go to John 5:30. I think he come right off the bat here and let us know. And if we understand our language and our culture and everything, we would understand what he's saying. You know. But apparently they don't get that. I can't do a thing on my own. What in the world you doing calling me a God? And I'm telling you, I can't do a thing on my own. He gonna tell him, didn't I tell you? You didn't believe me. Why are you going around deceiving people and lying to them and all that stuff there? I didn't understand. What's this hard to understand? I can't do anything on my own.
Who's that talking?
This is the man whom they even say is Jesus. They'll agree to it. In their Bibles, even their King James red letter Bible and everything, they say this applies to this man. Because now we know his name is not Jesus and those things, yeah. But even if we're talking about the same man, this is what he's saying. I can't do a thing on my own. Now, why you want to make him a God?
He said he wasn't.
That's right.
He said he wasn't.
As I hear, I judge. And my judgment is right because I don't seek my own desire.
Yeah, you had prophets of old. They raised the dead, did miracles.
Yeah.
But you don't hear none of these Christians calling them God.
Showed up. Showed up. He said, I don't seek my own desire, but the desire of the one who sent me. And that's another knock on him.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
They say that Jesus is God the Father, he's God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost.
So he's saying, well, we know you didn't claim that, but we know that.
Yeah, right.
We know you God.
Yeah, right. He said, I'm telling you tonight. I know. They're going to have to do some answering. See, they're going to, he said, I told you all the time. He says, I'm sent. Now, if you know anything about our Hebrew culture, you know anything about it takes someone above you to send you.
Amen. Higher. Right.
They can request or ask, but to send you, that means, hey, it takes an authority above you.
Amen.
To be able to do that.
Amen.
And he don't mind telling them that he sent. You don't mind telling them that.
They don't believe it.
But people get mad at me when I say it, and when I teach it, then they get mad. Oh, they demote my Jesus.
Amen. Scripture shows that's what he said.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I want to repeat what he said. And that's why I say, if we're talking about the same man, if we're talking about, and this is what he said.
Amen.
Now, you need to get your act together here. Go to John 10. Said, once again, the Judeans picked up rocks in order to stone him. Yeshua answered them, you have seen me do many good deeds that reflect my power.
No.
Oh, I read that wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, but that what they be bragging about?
From the Father.
See? He didn't take no credit even when he did do those things that you were mentioning.
Amen.
You know? Show you different attitudes. See? He said, you seen me do many good deeds that reflects the power, the Father's power, not my power. He learned that good lesson from Moshe. You know, you don't go jump and get me.
Take the credit, now you're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, he know his father, see, hey. And that's why he let us know too. We need to know our Father. For which one of these deeds are you stoning me? The Judeans replied, we are not stoning you for any good deeds, but for blasphemy. Because you, who are only a man, so they even recognized and knew that he was a man, are making yourself out to be God.
He said, I'm a son of God.
Yeah.
And a man.
You know, that's what we're supposed to be, sons of God.
That's exactly right.
So they just added some stuff to it.
Yeah. See that? Once again, their understanding and their interpretation. So let me get you straight, because your interpretation is bad. He said, Yeshua answered them, isn't it written in your Torah? I say, you people are Elohim.
All of them God.
Yeah. But when he was talking about the fact that they was Elohim and everything, he was not talking about from the perspective that they were thinking. He let you know that, see, you get your understanding mixed all up here. You need to get this right. If he called Elohim the people to whom the word of Elohim was addressed and the Tanakh cannot be broken, then are you telling the one whom the Father set apart as holy and sent into the world, you are committing blasphemy because I say I am God? Is that what he said?
No.
Son of God.
There you go.
No.
Said, I never said I was him. It's all because that me and the Father is one.
Yes.
There you go, that misunderstanding of
I understand.
getting the misunderstanding of what you're saying there.
That's right.
Many translations take that and say one and the same, and that's not right. That's a misquote.
Yeah, I mean,
Say
right.
one and the same.
See?
The redemption going on.
That's where they get that crazy doctrine.
Redemption going on.
Therefore, once again, he let them know I'm sent. And then he makes it very clear in John 14:28.
Amen.
You heard me tell you, I am leaving. We can't wait till Jesus come back. Bust the clouds. Oh, yeah, he come any day now. If you love me, you would have been glad that I'm going to God. Why are you going to go to the Father when you is the Father? Does that make any sense?
No. No.
And this really going to slap them. Because the Father is greater than I.
Equaling. Trying to say
And they said that's a lie.
equal.
In the Trinitarian, they'll tell you that's a lie. Yeah.
So they understand the scripture where it says that a husband and a wife are to become one. So do they think that that's literal? But they act like they don't understand that it's
That's a good point.
literal. Sure.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about it. That's a good point, Justin. They'll probably jump on that and agree with, oh, yeah, yeah. Well, why can't you understand this here?
You can't say me and the Father is one now.
Yeah, but you don't understand. See, you don't understand that deep mystery. See, that's a deep mystery that you just don't understand. You know?
How you gonna be one with the Father? Father in heaven, you here on earth.
But that's scripture they get mixed all up and everything. But here he says that the Father is greater than him. And the Trinity definitely teaches. And they say this, not this. Jesus is God the Father, he's God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost. All three on the same level. Not this. The Father, then the Son, then the Holy Ghost. Not that. They say if you don't believe it like that there, and you don't believe it like this here, then you can't be a Christian.
Right.
But that's the fundamental teaching of Christianity is the Trinity.
You had some Sabbath keepers that drop that.
Yep.
And jumped on their bandwagon. Who want to be called Christian?
Yeah, right. And I didn't think today they'll do that.
Me either. It shocked me.
It shocked me, man. I tell you. I mean, that's a big organization.
This must be the Church of God.
Hmm.
Yeah, you see Herbert W. Armstrong.
Yeah.
Herbert Armstrong didn't teach that.
So
They do now.
yeah.
When he died, they all just pretty much scattered and started teaching different things.
Yeah. Dear folks, he's gonna say, hey, you called me a lie. You called me a lie. I told you that the Father was greater than I, and you sitting up there teaching and telling everybody that he's not greater than us.
So who kind of witnesses you?
Yeah.
Witnesses that?
It's waiting on my witness. Therefore, dear folks, let us get ourselves in line. Let us get ourselves in that it might be well with us so that we can be amongst those eternal folks. And that those things will work out for us. Okay, we have Sister LaShonda. So she's going to come forth with the banner intro.
Amen.
And our song is Zealous Over Zion.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
The inside of his glory, he that hath an ear to hear what the Spirit is saying to the churches. Isaiah 62, 10 through 12. Pass through the gates. Prepare the way for the people. Build up the highway. Remove the stones. Raise a banner for the nations. The Lord nation to the ends of the earth. Say to the daughter of Zion, see, your Savior comes. See, his reward is with him, and his recompense accompanies him. They will be called the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord. This banner, which Yah gave, representing Jerusalem and her king, the man whose name is the branch, Zechariah 6, 12, and 13. Isaiah 18, 3. All ye inhabitants of the world and dwellers on the earth, see ye when he liveth upon an ensign on the mountains, and when he bloweth a trumpet, hear ye. Hallelujah.
A man start getting zealous over somebody. That song.
Meaning they okay come.
Yeah, but he messed up though, didn't he? And Leroy Brown messed up.
You messed up. You messed somebody bad at the beginning.
So he said that when y'all rises up, see when that zealous of y'all rises up to take care of the vengeance on the nations for how they treated us and those things there, it's gonna be bad for the nation. Because that guy turned Leroy Brown inside out, didn't he?
Yeah.
They mess with the wrong. That's what they're doing. These nations and stuff, they mess with the wrong God. They mess with the wrong God. But that's what happens in this world, and this is the world that we're in. You know, this will update. You know, I thought our president, he comes on like a Leroy Brown, baddest man in this town. Right? You don't tug on Superman's cake. Yeah, right.
Don't mess around with you.
Yeah, the gym, messed around, messed up the wrong one. And so look like our president, he talked about the fat man, the rocket man, and he said he's gonna get him straight and all that, and all these things here. And our button is bigger than your button, and all man, he talked all that kind of noise and stuff.
They got the nuclear envelope now and the missiles to go with them. So this guy here.
Now, Turkey says that they will not stop attacking our Kurds no matter what anyone says.
Whoa.
Somebody be in the house.
I there and said, now, yeah, we backing up, but I want to say this to Turkey and everything there. If y'all do something that's wrong and everything there, to not do that there. And they went the first couple, 2 days later, they was bombing the Kurds. Dropped it on them again the other day there and said, hey, and they said, we are not going to stop. And we don't care what anyone. And they were talking to Mr. Leroy Brown. They were talking to the bad boy here.
Yeah.
Mr.
That guy don't listen to no advice at all. He just put stuff on the
They were and that was the response to Trump. I'm just
One time Trump, he put sanctions on it.
well, the Republicans in the House has already drawn up sanctions now.
Yeah, they don't need Trump to do that.
See, and so they're working and doing that. I don't know what Trump is doing. I don't even know
He's
Trump
helping
what he's doing.
Putin. He's helping Buddy Putin on him. That's what he's doing.
Huh?
He's helping Buddy Putin.
He caught between the rock and the hard spot.
I agree.
I mean, really, he doesn't really have it out either way.
Why not?
Because it's a NATO ally. What you
Because-
gonna do, attack your own
Why
NATO
did
ally?
you get on the phone and give permission to do it? That's the problem.
They're a sovereign country. You don't need your permission to do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, we're supposed to be the baddest one in the whole
Well, you see how that's working out for you.
Now, suppose.
Yeah. He threatened him and told him, yeah, we supposed to stop, but y'all better not do nothing. Y'all better not do nothing bad to the folks. And I wonder what the world is. He's calling bad then, man. They go killing folks and everything.
That's their Al-Qaeda. I mean, the PKK.
Yeah,
That's their Al-Qaeda. I mean, what you gonna do?
I know.
I mean, that's your ally, and he got a problem with them, but you cool with him. You gotta step aside and say, hey, y'all gonna have to work it out.
He told the Democrats the same thing. Y'all better not agree. If you do, you're gonna have a civil war in this country.
They have 10,000 Al Qaeda prisoners in there in the Kurdish area that they're holding them. So they say they're going to release those 10,000 people back into the population again.
For the United States?
No, the Kurds.
Kurds is ISIS.
All the ISIS people there
Yeah.
in that area, they have 10,000 or more prisoners. And they say that the Kurds say, hey, we're going to have to fight and leave these people to go because we can't hold them here.
Well, they bombed the prison the other day then to get those people that's holding them and everything. So that's what they want to do. Turkey want to release them, so they'll come on their side and they'll fight them too and everything.
Right.
Now,
So they're going to get hit on both fronts, ISIS and Turkey.
this is what I was talking about.
Crazy.
I was telling y'all about 6 months ago when I told you that when the Bible said perplexity upon the earth. And I told you that that's a perplexity right there. And this, I knew it was gonna come to a head when they had they invited Turkey in there and all that stuff. Turkey already mad at the Kurds and everything there, so now the United States don't know how much.
Well, I tell you what it was. The United States thought they was going to win in Syria, and they thought that they would be able to partition Syria to be able to give the Kurds their little spot, but things didn't work out that way. Was counting on it.
Well, they supposed to have Saturday safety zone. The United States all that Saturday safety zone in North Syria
Once again,
for them. Suppose they've done that.
that's not their land to partition.
Well, I know, but I know that. But what I'm saying is that this is what they had in mind.
Right. And they wasn't expecting Turkey and Syria to actually communicate again to be able to do that. They was actually thinking that there was actually going to be that rift to stay there.
And they thought that they was getting rid of the terrible ISIS. But see, even when the Kurds started coming in, Turkey was already saying that these are nothing but thugs and terrorists, and they were never on with it in the get-go. They were just only holding their peace back until the United States, for the United States' sake, and all those things there. But now, because the United States wouldn't sell them that new defense system and everything there, because they had to turn to Russia. Yeah, they had to turn to Russia, See, all these things, and so now they said, we don't care what anyone said, and they made it clear, anyone. We are going to go over there and we're going to wipe them. But Erdogan told him that, hey, look, you don't succeed in what you said you're going to do. You use them to get rid of ISIS. You done that, you need to get out.
Yeah, I mean.
I what he told him.
It's the point, Turkey's at a point where they're saying, we're going to attack no matter what. Either you're going to be in the way and we're going to attack you too, or you can move out the way and just go ahead and let us do what we're going to do.
Uh-huh.
I think they're going to attack
And that's what the United States did. They moved out the way because they don't want to get into it with their own ally. Over the Kurds? For what? What benefit is it to the United States that the Kurds fall?
The Kurds are our allies. You never leave your allies.
Listen to me and listen to me again. You have to understand the agenda of the United States. If the Kurds fall, what do we lose?
Man, look, if you're my friend,
Answer
I'm
my question.
down with you, brother. I'm not going to let
Listen,
you
this
train
is
my
not
back.
street. We're not on the streets. We're dealing with international countries.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. If the Kurds fall, what do the United States lose? Absolutely nothing. That's why they don't care about it.
Credibility. How about credibility in the world?
We already lost credibility.
We put Trump in office, we lost that.
But he's right. But we're not going to lose in the country. If you go against Turkey, that's a country. But because the Kurds don't have a country and all
Right.
that. But you do lose. What you going to do when you going to start? Remember that. They're going to say, well, no, we can't trust you. You're a backstabber. You'll hang us out to dry. That perplexity that I was telling you that the Bible says is coming up on the nations. And that's what perplexity is. You do something here to take care of that there, and that action that there breaks forth all around everywhere else. You go jump over here to go try to handle this here and break forth everywhere else. That's what's happening in the world. The Bible is definitely said. He said perplexity will be upon the earth. They cannot come up with a solution. No matter, every time they think they got a solution, everything there. Trump talked bad about Obama pulling out. And as a matter of fact, he blames Obama for ISIS. He said that the reason why ISIS came in there is because Obama pulled out. And that's why, and he was weak on his words. He made a red line and a mark in the sand, and so he don't keep his word. I keep my word, so that's why a lot of these Republicans, 29 Republicans in the House is against him now.
Because they backed the Kurds.
And they said,
let me tell you, Lindsey Graham is the one leading the charge.
yeah.
Pay attention to what Lindsey Graham said.
Yeah. And that's strange. Lindsey Graham to be against it.
That guy, yeah.
But they know that that's messed up. And they know that that's probably. Now, the other thing, here's the question now is, what is Israel going to do? What position have they placed? What position has he placed Israel in?
In a terrible situation.
A terrible position. Because Israel is all in with the Kurds.
Right.
So now this is gonna really gear. See, you see how this perplexity, how it's breaking out, and no matter which way you try to. Now, Trump
trying to make too many friends.
Trump wanna fulfill his words about he's getting his people out of the wars. See, because it's coming back to election time for him, so they're gonna judge him on whether or not he fulfill his words and everything, because he done fell on a lot of them. Is Mexico building the wall?
No, you ain't seen it?
Huh?
You ain't seen
They're paying for it.
So he got to get some deals, he got to get some stuff done that he promised that, before he go into the second election.
Right.
Come look back at, he ain't fulfilled none of it.
Nothing.
The ball is made out of taco shells. You ain't seen it?
Well, if that's it, it ain't gonna hold up then.
That's gonna eat it away. Somebody gonna eat their way out of that.
Taco shells with refried beans.
I'm looking at Mexicans right now, boy. Y'all look. Mexicans look good. I'm looking at you.
Hey, that's partially true, because there's a bunch of them over here.
I'm talking about you all.
Y'all Mexicans in the past.
Y'all Mexicans that's paying for it. Y'all the Mexicans that's paying for it. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all look good.
That's partially true.
Because the other Mexicans, what the Mexico said, they ain't doing it.
They too busy dragging their mayors around the city.
But see, once again, we just in a bad situation all the way around. And so mankind is not going to do those things on their own. Now, we don't know what Turkey's going to do now. Turkey, I mean, the highly expected, but Turkey's in good with Iran now because of the fact that they're not against that, and the Kurds work against that anyway. And Iran wants to blame. Putin ain't gonna go against it. See? So now, and Israel is in a bad spot right now because they can't even get a government. They can't get a government, unity government and everything there. So Turkey say, now's the time. Now's the time. But, however, two things is setting up here. Wag the dog for Netanyahu and also for Trump. There's a war that he can easily start now, and y'all can't vote him out of power.
Who we gonna start a war with?
Huh?
Who we gonna start a war with?
You're gonna start a war with Turkey.
Oh, nah, he don't want that.
What about the Iranian situation? We never thought about that. You know that they had a tanker, Iranian had a tanker that was attacked.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And Saudi, they say that the Saudis attacked that. So that could start another war. Yeah, too.
They ain't gonna mess with that.
Wow, well, there's a lot of things going on.
They ain't gonna mess with that. They ain't gonna mess with that. Too much oil. See, Turkey ain't got no oil. Turkey ain't got no bunch of oil and stuff. So hey.
Well, how can they fight a sustained war without any fuel? War, because it takes oil and gasoline to fuel your army.
You need a map in here.
Well, like I said, he's already set this up,
Yeah,
and dear folks, but it didn't work out quite like he wanted to. But it's laid there. It's laid there for that, you know. And so they all are NATO buddies, and they all this and all that. But yet still, you know, Trump already showed that there. If you ain't for my plan, you know, one thing you don't want to be. You don't want to be President Trump's lawyer.
No, you don't.
One got locked up and one is trying to get it out.
You don't want to be President Trump's personal lawyer, boy.
Didn't they say you don't know that's the lawyer?
You ready to go there?
Yeah.
He got himself involved in that
Stuff over there.
Yeah.
But he gonna get thrown.
they just throwing each other underneath.
He
the
gonna
bus
throw him
left and
under the
right.
bus.
Pushing each other off of the train tracks and everything.
To run over.
So man, it's tough. Yeah. So, but they still trying to get his taxes, you know, and everything there. So, but he's gonna be one of the most transparent presidents that we ever had.
Fight everything.
And he ain't up in them taxes. And so, you know, this world, that's where his world's at. And if people cannot see that the world is in a corrupt situation, all these things are, the U.S. was supposed to be the
Beacon of light.
the beacon. That's right, the beacon of light. Stuff and true democracy and all that stuff there. And I would see, hey, big time trouble.
Fool's gold.
All these things must come to pass. God is causing all these things to happen there, folks. It's time for his kingdom. And those that get on the bandwagon and forward and all those that get locked all up and all that stuff, you're going to perish with those things. So what the Mashiach said concerning these things here, men's hearts failing them for fear of the things that's going to come up on the earth and those things there. Now they're scared of what's going to be set forth, and it looks bad. But Yah has a light for it to take those things in. All right, we have 3 songs today. We have Brother Matityahu. He has a song for us. I'm going to ask him to come forth and give his song. And we'll have Sister Evelina get on board next. And then we're going to have the bringing up the rear, Men of Harmony.
One second. We thank y'all for his goodness and kindness and tender mercy. And, we just thank the Lord for all that he has. And 2, it said, keep my commandments and live. My Torah is the apple of your eye. So we just thank God for his goodness and kindness and tender mercy. Apple of the eye. I actually found something that can go along with it. It's a little bit upbeat for a lonely. Pray with me, please. Testing.
Oh, yeah, it's all right.
Ready? Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're the apple of my eye. You're the apple of my eye. Yeah. You're the apple of my eye, the lover of my soul, oh yeah. You're the apple of my eye, the lover of my soul, yes you are to me, yeah. You're the apple of my eye, the lover of my soul, my soul, my soul, my soul. Oh, ooh, yeah. And the lover, the very lover, the lover of ooh, you're the apple of my eye and the lover of my soul. Yeah, you're the apple of my eye and the lover of my soul, of my soul. You're the apple of my eye and the lover of my soul. Oh, you're so good to me, and I thank you. You're the apple of my eye. You're so good. You're so good. Ooh, good to me, you're so good. So good. Apple of my eye. The lover of my soul. Oh, yeah. You're the apple of my eye. The lover of my soul. Oh, my soul. Very love of my lover of my life. The lover of my soul.
All right. For always, right?
Remembering so well the day that I met you, took me in your arms and caused dreams to come true. From the fear of what would be, you came and rescued me. Yeah, I pray today for the rest of my life. Live inside my heart. Please stay always till that timeless place when we're face to face, and we'll both embrace for always. Oh yeah. Ooh. Look ahead and see hills that I must climb. I am someone you lead. I'll go at the end. I'll see you are always there with me. Please stay always till that timeless place. Face to face, and we'll face away. Yeah, pray today for the rest of my life. Live inside my heart. Please stay away to that timeless place when we're face to face. Ooh, and you'll be praised. I can hardly wait.
All righty.
Hallelujah.
Men of Harmony. Next on the list.
Come on up. How you like your mom?
No. Nope.
Please.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh.
Here.
Everyone waiting for you treated. Well, y'all gonna love this, y'all gonna love this, baby, song, not much people else I wanna love. I wanna love like that. I wanna love like you. When you gave your son for me, I wanna love like that. Oh, summertime, I wonder Will I ever pass these days? When friends and family, I'm feeling so bad. At night, I couldn't get no rest. But I tried to love like y'all when you gave us something for me. Said you gave them up to die. But I'm saying we will be free. Oh, what a love like that. I want to love like you when you gave your son for me. I want to love like that. Oh, what a love. I want to love like that. Oh, what a love like you when you gave your son for me. I want to love like that. Oh, help me out, I'm on my way to do your will, each and every day. Oh, when I get so hard, then I pray, people like you, this is what I say. Oh, I love my friends and my family, my next door neighbor. You might let me out. Oh, love like that. Oh, wanna love like you when you gave your son for me. Wanna love like that. I wanna love. I wanna love like that. I wanna love like you. I wanna love your son for me. I wanna love like that. I wanna love. I wanna love like that. I wanna love like you. I wanna love your son for me. I wanna love like that. I wanna love, I wanna love, I wanna love like that. I wanna love like you. When you gave your son for me, I wanna love like that. I wanna love, I wanna love like that. Oh, I wanna love like you. When you gave your son for me, I wanna love like that. I wanna love. I wanna love like that. I wanna love like you. When you gave your son for me, I wanna love like that. I wanna love.
Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Good job, bro.
Oh.
That's all I can ever
I was wrong, everybody got down there. Yeah, man.
Always, and the man said, I love like, yeah, that's my. We got two more. We got to get rid of
brother made.
Yes.
We certainly appreciate it. The effort, take some practice, and it takes some time and those things. Yeah, that's what it's all about. We're gonna do it our time and those things there to bring those things about. So let's use our talent and our strength, for the things of Yah. Go out there and to the world, and then we come there half dead. And half, Lord, I'm ready to serve you. And I'm ready to fall over the grave and everything. Oh, you should be happy for me now. No, we ain't happy for you. Come to him in the days of our youth, while you got some strength, while you got some hunter vigor. I glory in these and those things that go forth. And some of my young folks here, they sang good and everything. Boy, they couldn't wait till they got 18. Well, that's it. It's cutoff time. Yeah. Right.
Check it out.
It's not getting good. It's not getting going good. No. So, I'm putting it out already. Hey, no, I ain't for that. Hey, continue on. That's the way it goes on that end there. Yes, Okay. I ask you to bow your heads now. To my Baraka. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe. You have given us your Torah, the rights and the prophet, and rid that desire by thy great spirit, and have commanded us to diligently teach them unto our children, unto our people, and all people of the earth. And let all Israel say, Amen. This week's Torah reading is taken from the book of Deuteronomy, the 32nd chapter, 1 through the 52nd verse. That is Deuteronomy 32, 1 through 52. Our Haftorah reading is taken from the 2nd Samuel, the 22nd chapter, 1 through the 51st verse. That is 2 Samuel 22, 1 through the 51st verse. This week's Parashah is Parashah 53, which is Ha-Azenu, and it means to give ear. Once again, that's that idiomatic term that we need to make sure that you say give ear, so cut it off and give it to you. We'll get that lined up here. Our scripture reading is taken from the Haftorah reading, which will be given by Shamash. Let us give him our undivided attention as you read the word of Yah to us.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Scripture reading is taken from 2 Samuel, the 22nd verse, 22nd chapter, 1 through the 10th verse. That's 2 Samuel 22, 1 through 10. And that's found on page 3. David said the words of this song to Adonai on the day Adonai delivered him from the power of all his enemies and from the power of Shaul. He said, Adonai is my rock, my fortress, and deliverer, the God who is my rock, in whom I find shelter, my shield, the power that saves me, my stronghold and my refuge. My Savior, you have saved me from violence. I call on Adonai, who is worthy of praise, and I am saved from my enemies. For death breakers were closing over me. The floods of Baalil, which is Satan, terrified me. Distressed, I called on Adonai. Out of his temple, he heard my voice. and my cry entered his ears. Then the earth quaked and shook. The foundation of heaven trembled. They were shaken because he was angry. Smoke arose in his nostrils, and from his mouth devoured fire. The coals blazing from it, with coals blazing from it. He lowered heaven and came down with the thick darkness under his feet. May Yah add a special blessing to the reading of his word.
Hallelujah.
It's kind of something that is unique in everything, and God's dealing and communicating with us. And at certain times, at certain instances of things that happen, God give us song. Song has an effect upon, and we find that our bodies and all is tuned and set forth by frequencies, and therefore we have certain frequencies that motivate and move the body. You know, as I said before, I remember going to a concert that they had the Five Blind Boys and they had the Georgia guys and then the Mighty Clouds of Joy and they had them all there, man, and I was sitting there in the audience there, man, and next thing I know, I looked down there, my feet were just moving, boy. I wouldn't even know, it wasn't my mind, I didn't have my mind concentrating on the fact that we're doing it. It's just the fact that music and everything, and that I guess that frequency stuff, and I looked, that's, man, boy, my feet were just moving. And next thing I know, there were people getting up, boy, and they was getting up, boy, and music works that way in the world as well as among God's people. So we are tuned to that frequencies that have an effect upon our bodies. And so at a certain time, God gives songs. And people go forth and sing these songs and do those things there because of the fact that it has a lasting effect upon our bodies. So here we see, we go to the book of Deuteronomy for this week's Parashah. This is some of the last wrapping up of the things of Moshe. Great, great leader. Even now, thousands of years later, and his name is still resounding. See? The book of Psalms is what?
Songs.
The Psalms.
You said 32:30?
31.
31:30. So these songs, these things are things that stay within us. Those, they mention and they talk about the old Negro spiritual songs. Well, what generated them singing those songs and everything? See? Huh? Yeah, I mean, it helped pass that sorrow and that terrible time out there in the cotton fields.
Yeah.
See, some of y'all don't know about no cotton fields. See, some of y'all city folk.
Oh, man, really?
No.
Really, you gonna hit me with that?
Y'all don't know about the cotton fields.
But I did move down south, though. I lived down there for 20 years. So I didn't know what cotton.
Oh, okay.
I worked in one. Really? Yeah. Something go out from the city that we don't do no work.
No. Let me get that straight now. I want to get straight. Y'all had a different type of dealing. I'm not saying that y'all have all the time and those things. I'm just saying you don't know nothing about, most guys don't know nothing about the cotton fields.
I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing.
Oh, okay. But that ain't.
Yeah, that's a whole bunch of cotton.
Oh, yeah, we had plenty of cotton.
Yeah, that's how they get past those things. That's how, out there they sing them songs and that stuff and get into that there and boy doing their work, pulling that cotton and doing those things there, and the day make the day pass fast.
Yep.
See, and that's how they do. You got by with a lot of things, on those things there. So, just giving that an example of, as he said, but there. I'll stick with my cotton fields and everything versus some of the city life that the people had to tolerate and put up with and all those things there. Far dangerous than the cotton fields.
You got a point there.
Too much gangbanging going on in the cotton field.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I said you got a point there.
That's what I'm saying.
By His grace, I made it through though.
Yep, they're right. And so did we, that was something, man, you get up early in the morning, you freeze, and about halfway through the day, you burn up because of the sun, and you still got to get out there and work. Hands all blooded and hurting and stuff and all that there.
In the summertime, you have to chop it.
Yeah, that's right, sure did.
100 degrees.
Yeah.
Bo used to lean on his hoe and fall asleep. He didn't hit the ground that one time.
Oh, boy, he got some skill there.
He got his routine.
The cotton field that they had, I had a grandpa here. He kept me straight when you start slacking the playing. See, the little kid like to play and stuff there, man. Them cotton stalks don't give up either.
No,
Them cotton stalks is like the willow branches. Well, they don't give up easy either. Pull up one of them cotton stalks and say, "Don't let me catch you." I'm sitting around there, clowning around there, playing around there. You come up there and caught up with me there.
And they got some of them half-wing bows on.
Boy, woo!
yeah,
He lit me up, boy. Damn, man.
straighten you out.
Yeah. And shut off all that playing and trying to look good with the girls and trying to get attention there. Hey, you come out and get that cotton. You come out to be flirting and playing around and all that stuff there. Hey, that ended all that deal.
Right.
It take a whole lot of whoopers for me to learn the lesson. Hey, no, I don't like this. I'd rather forget about that. But yet still, in all these things here, God gave songs and those things there for us to get through and to go forward and to make the day go forth and those things there. So God is dealing with us. He knows how to do with us. So we go to Deuteronomy 32. And we're going to start reading the first two verses of Deuteronomy 32.
Okay. It says, "Hear, O heavens, as I speak. Listen, earth, to the word from my mouth. May my teaching fall like rain. May my speech condense like dew, like light rain on blades of grass."
All right. Now, we that cut grass and everything there, and especially boy this year, boy, I sure know what that means there, man.
Right.
Look like I get out there and cut that grass, and then a little shower come through there. I look out there, did I cut that grass? Did I cut it? Well, look like that stuff just pop right back up. Then there my wife was hollering, "You need to get on that yard." Oh, I just got out there.
Don't look like it.
Yeah. The neighbors gonna be getting mad at you and all that stuff there. And I said, "Hey, back out there again." I said, "Yeah, but it's gonna be raining a couple of days. Can I just let it slide?" No, you got to get.
Be taller then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, I saw that light frost up there, boy, I couldn't shot it. I said, man, it's gonna kill his grass.
Yeah. So that's what he's saying. God say his doctrine, his teaching, his Torah, which means his instructions. See? It's like that light dew, that light rain, that light wine that falls on that grass and do those things there. It revives you and it strengthens and those things there. And that's, we want to be revived and strengthened, all that. That's what we need.
Right.
That's why the enemy don't want you to get that. See? He don't want you to go to a place where you get those things out because he knows what it's going to do for you. He knows how good that is for you. So he works to keep you from those things there. But dear folks, we need to strengthen those things and what God has said, that we might be good witnesses and that we might be good servants and that we might be good children for him to deal with. And when we start getting these side things along with us, you know, these grass and these weeds and all that stuff there, sometimes you have to de-weed yourself from, because if they don't, they'll suck the nutrients all away and then kill the fruit.
Right.
So that's what Mason was talking about there when he said that you had to get out there and chop the cotton. You had to chop that. I don't know how true this is, but he said, what guy out there to say? The guy told me, hired him out there to chop cotton. He said, you know how you do it? He said, oh yeah, I know how to chop cotton. I know how to do that there. So they said, oh, all right, go out there, son. And he went out there and he started chopping cotton.
Yeah. Chop it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got fired for that. That man told me
You did?
Yeah, he said I was chopping up too much of cotton.
Yeah. And he just down there just chopping, but chop the cotton and everything down. See, that's what we do, but that misunderstanding turns once again. And so the guy goes, man, what you doing and everything? He said, I'm doing what you hired me to do. He said, what? You told me you hired me to chop cotton. Ain't this cotton that I'm chopping it? He said, y'all better come get this boy. When they start changing that continent like that, then you better get it. Y'all better come get this boy.
So what is chopping cotton? Chopping the weeds out.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's chopping the weeds around the cotton.
Yeah, right. That's right.
You must have been from the city.
I ain't gonna say that. Now you said that. I ain't gonna
That's what would have happened. You just sent me out there.
See, I was too young.
Why didn't just say pull the weeds or cut the weeds? Why do you call it? See, that's what I mean about country folks. Y'all say words that don't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Unless you know and understand the terminology.
Clean the weeds around on the ground.
But that's just,
Same thing, chop cotton, chop peanut. Same thing.
But you know, they always have someone to show you how it's done. You know, those that would have a truck and brought the people to the field. You say, hey, let me show you how it's done now.
right.
Cut down.
Like I said, you know,
see
yeah.
your truck.
That's why I said I don't know was that really true or it just something that was stated.
It probably was true.
But it's probably true, you know. Yeah, because like it's just like what you said there. It turned chopping cotton. That's what they said.
Yeah, but the white man thinking every black man put a lot of chop cotton.
What's wrong with you, boy?
Yeah, right. No, he was laying the cotton down. Hey. So that's why we have to get our terminology straight. You understand? He said, boy, y'all better get this boy. Somebody better educate him. Hey, messing up there. Yeah. So, but he said, hey, I'm doing what you told me to do. So here we got to understand what our God is saying and what he's doing and get on terms with what he's talking about, not what you think he's talking about. See? Even though it might sound that way, but we better make sure that we got it straight.
You got the meaning right.
That's it. That's right. And so here, in Deuteronomy 32, this is what he's saying. He said, my teaching, not your teaching. Not what you think I'm saying, but what I'm actually saying. That's what that is. All of these things and all these other things that turn out to be bad. Therefore, if you want that good substance, if you want that good thing, you want those things to turn out right and everything there, hey, listen to, give ear, listen to what I'm saying. And as I said too, that's another term when it says give ear. You don't mean that you're going to cut your ear off and give it to somebody. See? But what does it mean? What we say when we say give ear? What does that mean?
Listen.
That's right. I mean, shut everything off and listen to what's being said.
Right.
Because that's the most important thing. See? Not get you a knife and cut your ear. I'm going to give ear. You're going to cut my ear off and take it and everything. That's what you said, give ear. So, we need to get these things straight as God is dealing with us on that. So read on.
Like light rain on blades of grass, or showers on growing plants. For I will proclaim the name of Adonai. Come, declare the greatness of our God.
All right, now what he says he's going to do? He said, I'm going to proclaim the name
of Adonai.
of Adonai. Why do you think every Shabbat, that's what I do? People say, I get tired of that. I know we're going to do the same thing over and over again. So, if you get tired of it, that's your problem. Get over it. Get over it.
Very simple.
But y'all don't get tired of it. See? And he wants me to do that. He wants us to do that. Right. And that's why I do it. See? He said that. Proclaim his name. Mm-hmm. And that's why I tell you about it. We got it written up on our banner here. Praise the mighty Yah.
Amen.
Amen.
And yeah, we're going to do it all the time. We're going to do that, as long as I got breath. Hey, that's the way he's going to be praised. His name is going to be praised. And he's worthy of that.
Amen.
See? And that's what he's telling Moshe. And that's what he's saying in the song and all those things there. He said, proclaim what? Read that again.
So, for I will proclaim the name of Adonai.
That's what he said. I will proclaim the name of Adonai. Mm-hmm. And what else?
Come, declare the greatness of our God.
And come and declare the greatness of our God. Everything and every power and everything that we go forth and everything that is done and everything that we set forth is done through his power. Mm-hmm. Okay? As the Son came along, we read that today. He said, I can't do nothing on my own.
Right.
See? Everything that I do, all the greatness and all those things is because of my own self.
Yeah.
He said, no, that's right. He said, the power of my Father.
That's right.
Great Savior. Moshe was a great Savior to the house of Israel.
Amen.
They have similar and same attitude and same likeness. If you want to be a Savior, and I asked a lot of Hebrews like us, talking all that noise and all that stuff there. I said, if you want to be a great Savior for Israel and everything and talk all that stuff there, all you got to do is be like them. But they think you need to get out there and curse out this and curse out that and do all that and do clown and all that, all this foolish stuff that they do. Mm-hmm. And said, well, that's just the way I do it. Okay, well, let's just think that's your way to do it on. But I always peace and love.
Right.
And I think that will prevail.
He will.
Because you're getting used to the foundation of what the kingdom is all about.
Right.
Read on.
4th verse says, the rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are just. A trustworthy God does no wrong.
All right, that's another thing that we got to understand. When we start letting the enemy start us a doubting and thinking our God is unfair, and that's what a lot of people say, well, it can't be that way there. If that way there, God ain't fair and he ain't don't even let that ever venture into your thoughts.
Amen.
Say, I'm looking at this thing the wrong way. We was talking about the tithes and everything there. You talking about, well, that's wrong, man. I work hard everything, but my man, and then I gotta go give somebody 10%. That ain't right. That ain't right. I said, be glad you didn't say 90%.
Yep.
I said, but how you gonna say to the Creator, the one that created you, that you unfair and that you did you make him? Or did he make you? See?
That's the question.
Yeah. See? Therefore, he says, always, and whatever judgment is, whatever thing that is, God is fair, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's that way or not. Don't never, don't never get the idea and everything that he's not fair. So he's telling Moshe, and then Moshe experienced that, and all the things that he's done and all that. He experienced the fact that, hey, my God is fair in those things. He's just. It makes it a whole lot easier for you when you get in that idea and thought. Keep the enemy from coming in and pausing in our mind concerning our God. We get that same attitude in a parable that the Messiah gave us. There was a great man. He went forth and he gave his servants talents. He gave one 5, gave another 10, and gave one 1. Everybody else, when I got busy, the one that gave 1, he wouldn't hid it. Stored it in the ground, hid it away. Why? If you read the story and everything there, it's because he thought that his master was unfair. That's the bottom line to it. Go back and read it. He thought it was unfair. He said, I know what kind of man you is. And guess what? The Messiah didn't say he wasn't right about it. Did you get that point? That's the thing that really got me, caught me. Because I got to look on that side too. I said, hey, that looking kind of bad, Take this credit for that, for you didn't know it, and you did all that, and you did all that stuff there. And he never said one time that he was wrong in his judgment about what he was saying. But he forgot that he is the servant, and his mouse is the one that issued out the orders.
Right.
So what happened to that guy? What happened? How many know what happened to him?
That which he lost, that which he had, he lost.
Yeah. So he jumped up and just as happy and proud. Hey, here's that one talent that you gave me. Hey, here's back to you and everything. Yeah.
Take that talent, you're fired.
That's right. Take that away from him. Get rid of him. See? You knowing all these things and didn't know that. You knew I was a hard man. You knew I had all these things. You knew that. That's why you said. But see, we formed the wrong opinion about it. See? Let's don't do that. God said when you bring the bigger rings, the first fruit That's exactly what it means when they say first fruit. It don't mean that you get yours and all that stuff, then what's left. First fruit means first fruit. Well, spiritually, that don't mean that, spiritually at the end. No, it means what it says.
Right.
Before you eat anything, before you get anything and all of that, you also told them what to do with their food. That was teaching us a lesson. That was getting us to understand. That was getting us to understand how you. Well, that ain't fair. That ain't I hate. I work hard and all that. Then you tell me I gotta go. Hey, I should be the first one to taste of my food and everything. I should be the first one. If I didn't give you the rain at the right time, I didn't give you the sun at the right time. You got all you want to. And what good is it gonna do to the farmer here if you don't get the rain at the right time?
You don't do you no good. You can plant, I don't care how much you plant, you ain't gonna get nothing.
Not gonna get a harvest.
You don't even get too much rain.
That's what happened this year.
Huh?
Too much rain is what happened this year.
Yeah.
They root rock.
Right. So we have to appreciate God in all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And he's fair. See? Read on.
A trustworthy God who does no wrong.
A trustworthy God that do no wrong.
He is righteous and straight.
I'll talk to one guy there and he said, if God got away with you trying to tell me, he did all this stuff and God loved Israel and everything that there, and he got Israel above all that. Well, he ain't fair and he ain't right. And I'm going to look him dead in the eyes and tell him that he's wrong.
Oh,
I say, somebody have misinformed you about the God of Israel. Tell me you going to look him dead in the eyes and tell him. You need to learn about our God first of all before you. See, he said, so these people have got all different. I won't believe it unless God come down himself. And I said, if God came down and said, how will you know it's God?
Yeah.
What is your precept and concept of God? How do you know whether it's him or not? Right?
You would know the difference.
Well, we form some crazy stuff in our minds and our thoughts and everything there. And hanging in, huh? But nevertheless, these are hearken, know the voice of Yah, know his words, understand how he is, and then you'll know. Read on.
He is not corrupt. The defect is in his children, a crooked and perverted generation.
Where's the defect at?
In his children.
We talked about that Yom Kippur.
Right.
God gave us a good law.
Yep.
God gave us a copy of the one in heaven. And it was working. Where did the fault come in? Why did God have to replace it to do everything and change things around? Where was the problem at?
The people.
It was in the people. It was in us.
Yep.
God said do this and they decided to do something else.
Right.
God said bring this and all that, they decided to bring something else. Hey, it ain't right for me to lose that. It ain't right for me to lose that lamb that's just been here for a year. Look at that one out there about ready to fall over and die and everything. Go get it. It's gonna die anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then we wonder why these things don't work. Why they're not operating? Because we don't follow instructions. We don't listen. So it said, give ear. Listen exactly. Get your thoughts out the way. Get your ideas out the way, what I'm saying. And listen to what I am saying. Read on.
6 verse says, you foolish people.
What kind of people?
Foolish.
Oh. See, boy, we get upset when somebody calls us a fool. Don't you call me no fool. Well, I mean, hey, they're gonna really show you how a person is. You don't call them that.
Yep.
But what did he say here? He said, you foolish what?
Foolish people.
Foolish people. Now, what makes them foolish? What makes them foolish? Read on.
You foolish people, so lacking in wisdom. Is this how you repay Adonai? He is your father, who made you his.
Ah, there you go. He's your father.
Yeah.
How you gonna say to your father that it's unfair? Like I tell folks and everything. Speaking about pulling cotton and going out to the cotton fields and everything there. Let me tell you something. Hey, when I came home and everything, guess what happened to that money? That's right. Now, y'all hollering about the city, so I don't know exactly how they do. Was that the way it was in the city too?
What?
When you went out and hustled and made some money and everything, did you come back and give it to the parents? Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Where's all the parents?
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna give. Well, it was legal money here.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Blood
Okay.
money, no.
All right. Okay. But what I'm saying is that they were my parents, and I didn't think it was unfair. I didn't like it, but I didn't think it was unfair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they said, "Hey, look, I'm taking you to all this time." See, and when you can't do it all that stuff, you know. But I never even thought about it. Really, to tell the truth about it, I never thought of it. I thought that that's the way it was. See? We came home and everything. How much you got? Oh, that's wrong. I give all the money. She, in turn, gave me what she thought I needed. And I was happy about it. See, I was happy about it. You know? Hey, went on down to the store down there. Oh, man. Hey. Never thought about it. Didn't get on thought about my mom wrong and all that, you know. Why? Because she's my mother. She's my parents. So it's the same thing that he's talking about here with God and all those things. Why are you thinking otherwise? Why are you thinking the other way around?
You say they was like that with me.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what he said. Read that again. Yeah.
Okay, it says, you foolish people,
You foolish people.
so lacking in wisdom.
Lacking in wisdom.
Is this how you repay Adonai? He is your father, who made you his. It was he who formed and prepared you.
You know, see, I tell folks that people, you are helping instructing them on how things is.
Amen.
Now we had to give so much, it all depends on how much we made, you know, how much we gave. But when we were smaller, we had to give it all. But
Yeah.
after we got some size, you know, we kept some of it, but we had to buy our own clothes.
Yeah, they make adjustments, and that's what I'm saying. Parents and all will make adjustments to those things there. But once we was into the attitude of doing those things there, it wasn't a problem anymore, you know. And of course, after I got on up some age and everything, got me a job and all those things there, still, and so I had that attitude of, you know, being a help to my mother. I never got the attitude of these guys, boys, running on, drag the parents down and bargain for me and bum for me and all that stuff. They didn't think they out of my. I said, you need to be helping them. Should be the other way around. He said, we're foolish if we don't stand and get the right sense of who we were dealing with. Don't be foolish. See? Understand who is taking care of us all the time. See? Who's doing those things and who's doing those things for you then? Because let me tell you something, as I said before, and I tell them, when you get out there in the world, get your own apartment, everything. There ain't no miracles. I said, what you mean there ain't no miracles? I said, you go home now at the house there, and you go in and look in the ice box and all that stuff there, and Mama, Dad, where's the food at? And all that stuff there. Go to your apartment out there that you get out there and see where the miracle comes. If you don't bring that in there and all that stuff, see if they're going to be. Mama, I'm hungry. Ain't nothing here to eat and all that stuff there. And see what's going to happen. Only thing you're going to hear, you hear echo with it. And that's what I call, say, miracles. You know, and if you don't get used to that, understanding those things there, and learn accordingly, you're going to be in trouble. Because it takes money to live. See? You can't take your money and spend everything up and everything there, and then ain't got no gas money to go to work. You said people don't do that. Yes, they do.
I'm a witness. Yes, they do.
Yeah. That's one of the craziest things ever, come on my mind. Man, I ain't got. I said, well, how do you think you're gonna go to work? How do you think? I didn't think about that. I said, that's crazy. All those things and all those things and to figure out all those things, and that's what we work in. Foolishness is what it is. Let's do better than that then. Read on.
The 7th verse says, remember how the old days were. Think of the years through all the ages. Ask your father, he will tell you. Your leaders too, they will inform you. When Elyon gave each nation his heritage, when he divided the human race, he assigned the boundaries of the people according to Israel's population.
So God is the one that loved Israel. God is the one that, and he's not unfair and he's not wrong in doing that. Amen. That's the thing that we got to understand, and that's the thing that we got to get. Amen. I remember before I even knew anything about it and knew who I was and everything, when I read about it, people got the wrong attitude. Other more Jews and that ill and all that stuff there and all that. That ain't fair and all that stuff. Hey, you know what I wanted to do? I said, hey, I want to find out who these people is, and I want to get with them folks. That was my attitude. Right. Because I saw all that stuff that was favorable to them. I didn't get mad and say, hey, that ain't right for them to be famous and all that. They should be doing that. God is wrong for all that. I said, hey, now I want to find out who them people live, and I want to know how to get with them. That was my attitude. And lo and behold, when I went to digging and everything, I got a better bargain. Because I found out that I am. See? Yeah. But if I had the attitude that God was wrong in having that attitude, look what would happen. When I found out that all the people that had an attitude about being wrong would have been there. See? God is not wrong. No. God is fair.
That's right.
See? And we got to learn, how to understand it. He's not wrong in what he does.
No. That's great.
That was the attitude also.
Hey. So, let us get ourselves in the right order of things. See? It's getting with the plan what Yah has got going. See? Not what we want to have going.
All right.
See? All right, read on.
Okay, the 9th verse says, but Adonai's share was his own people, Jacob his allotted heritage. He found his people in the desert country, in a howling, wasted wilderness. He protected him and cared for him, guarded him like the pupil of his eye, like an eagle that stirs up her nest, hovers over her young, spreads her wings, takes them and carries them as she flies.
Did you understand that? You understand what he's saying there? God will watch over and protect us when we stay as a child, when we stay as children, when we stay under his protection.
Right.
But when we get all out and get all lost and get all, I'm grown now, and he can't be telling me what to do and all that things. I don't let you and all that. Hey, then God steps aside and says, okay, go ahead. Is that what you want? There you go. Go ahead on. You're on your own. And when you learn your lesson, I'll take you back.
Amen.
Yep.
Not when you come back, when you think you done learned your lesson.
Right.
No, when you done learned your lesson.
Amen.
See? Because there are people, they'll be back in and out the door all the time. She said, they ain't learned their lesson yet, see. So I know that there for a fact that deal with it, boy. Like I say, children, people and children that made lives out of me bad, big time. I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that. And they say, boy, they had me lying back and forth.
Good.
I know what you mean.
See? When the kid don't lie and everything, do this, none of y'all don't do that kind of stuff. Y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Nevertheless, there's the end to all things, as my mother used to say.
Amen.
There's the end to all these things. All right, let's read on here.
Okay, 12. It says, Adonai alone led his people. No alien God was with him.
God, that's very dear to God. Won't you get into some other things there? God, no. That he'll back up and just let you have it. Okay, you think it's something wrong? Hey, I won't let you. And therefore, we still this round. Know Torah, we need to know his teaching, and we need to know his doctrine, and everything that, because the enemy can fool you. See?
Amen.
Eve got for being like God, look what we lost. Think about that. Yeah.
And when I first became a Christian, they told me, don't worry about that Old Testament. Start with the book of John, read that back and forth, back all the way to Revelation. You'll be good. that Old Testament is too hard.
They had on their name, New Testament, so and so.
Only when it comes to the tithe.
Oh. Only when it comes to the tithes.
Yeah, make all your tithes to the store.
I remember a time when they didn't do that. I remember a time when they started changing over on that. Started, bad situation altogether. See, still got it wrong. Still got folks thinking the wrong thing and not understanding the significance of why God gave us those things.
Sabbath didn't make it over, but the tithes did.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah, that Sabbath didn't make it over, but I think them tithes made it over. Yeah, they discussed that big time and everything. I said, oh boy. So how did they make a decision on God's instruction about this? God's on, but this here I like, and this is all what they like and what they think is. So we got to get those things understanding that it's not up to us to make a determination. God is fair in all hills, all of it, and we don't have the right to pick and choose what we want. We ain't wise enough.
Nope.
We become foolish because we're not wise enough to do that. Read on.
He made them ride on the heights of the earth. They ate the produce of the fields. He had them suck honey from the rocks and olive oil from the crags, curd from the cows and milk from the sheep, with the lamb's fat, rams from the Bashan and goats with the finest wheat flour. And you drank sparkling wine from the blood of the grapes. But Jeshurun, grew fat and kicked. You grew fat, thick roast. He abandoned God, his maker.
Oh, what happened?
He abandoned God.
What happened?
He abandoned God.
Same thing that what happened to us. We was talking about that the other night at Cold Knee Dress.
Mhm.
Out of this here, I'll do so and so and so and so.
Mhm.
And then we get out of that problem and then we don't forget about what we done made to.
Yep.
We don't forget it. I mean, it's just a natural thing, you know. Y'all ain't forgot it. You made a promise to him. We don't forget all about it. And we don't sail along. Everything working out nice for us and everything like that. And we don't forget that promise that we made to him.
Just like you always say when people come and ask for prayer for a job. They get the job, and then they gone.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as they were struggling with a job, boy, they was here faithful and they were doing it. Time to get that job and everything and all that thing, gone.
Freedom.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? What? That's what he's saying here.
Yeah.
We don't have to do those things that we forever to keep those things and understand those. Our best bet is to stay with him.
Right.
Don't never abandon God. I don't care what the situation is. Well, you give people advice and everything. You don't know. You were under that situation. Yes, I was. I had to turn down jobs and everything because they didn't want me to work on the because they wanted me to work on the Shabbat.
Right.
I had to turn down good paying jobs that I never did make. I mean, man, good job. I always tell them I never did. I worked 10 years later on after that day and still didn't wake up to that salary there.
That's right. I turned out a job making almost $30 an hour. But I have to work 7 days a week.
Yep. That was quite a while ago. That was, oh man, I worked in 15 years and then so that and that salary was $90,000 a year. Plus I was gonna get an expense account, a new car every year. But I had to work, as you said, 7 days a week. I had to be on call and hey, when they said go jump, I had to go. When they said go out of town and everything, I had to hit the road. So I turned that down. I said, no, can't do that. Nope. Couldn't do it because I couldn't serve y'all and do that too. And make a decision. And as I said, I never did get back up to that salary. Never did get equal that salary. After I stayed there all 10 years later, still didn't get that salary. And am I disappointed and mad about it? Nope. I'd rather hang in there with God and do those things, yeah. Because a lot of them guys was getting them jobs and then they was having heart attacks and all. Stressful, man. Yeah. I said, I don't need that kind of stuff. Therefore, we have to make some choices here and make some decisions. Read on.
He abandoned God, his maker. He scorned the rock, his salvation. He aroused him to jealousy with alien gods, provoked him with abominations. They sacrificed to demons, non-gods, gods that they had never known, new gods that had come up lately, which your ancestors had not feared. They ignored the rock who fathered you, who forgot God, who gave you birth.
Now this is, and this one I talked to my Hebrew Israelite brothers and stuff, and they get to talking all that noise and stuff, and I said, who are these folks that did all this? See, What color was they that did all this? You don't want to know all about these colors and all that stuff. Tell me what color was them that did these things here? To us and took our identity.
You know, y'all caused the land to kick off.
I don't care what they're doing and all that. Hey, you better start doing what you're supposed to be doing to get right with God. He'll take care of all this other stuff.
Amen.
We abandoned him. Therefore, he kicked us out.
That's right.
No Kasari Jew. No.
Kasari wasn't even around.
Right. Kicked us out of the land. We were kicked out because we wasn't worthy to stay in there.
That's right.
And we won't be worthy to be in there unless we get our act together. Our God is not a desperate God. That's why we went through this season of time and everything to shoot and to turn. As long as we can blame somebody else, you ain't gonna do the right thing.
That's right. That's right.
Amen.
I guarantee you won't. As
Amen.
long as you can point fingers and blame somebody else and all like that.
Amen.
I told you that's what happened to me when my grandfather, I finally learned that lesson after 2 or 3 whoopings, That's all it takes, I should have learned that one, but But I finally learned it. He asked me a question, and now why you do so and so and so and that? And I was blaming everything else and all like that. He said, no, wrong answer. Once you get me in, heat me up some more. And which was right. The problem was, I didn't listen to him. All that other stuff that don't matter and everything. I didn't listen to him. When I told you to go out there and take care of the chickens, when I told you to go out there and do that, you didn't listen to what I said. I heard what you said. I remember what you said. That ain't hearing. That's what this is talking about. That wouldn't give an ear. And that's what God is talking about here. He's talking more than just the English or the fact that, yeah, I heard your words and everything. No. When you hear, when you give ear and everything there, your body will react and move accordingly.
Right.
You heard them words and sat right there and didn't get the jump done. I come home there thinking it's going to be going, and I come home ain't nothing done that I asked you to do. Messed up. We got to learn how to follow instructions too. True instructions. Parents go, leave the house and everything, and say, I want you to have this front room cleaned up when I get home. You forget about the front room, you go in and clean your bedroom up. Ooh, mama gonna love this, boy. They gonna love that, boy. Look at that, boy. I got my bedroom looking good. Ooh, they gonna love that. When she come home, everything there, the front room is in the scramble. She done invited guests and everything. See, you see how this thing boomerang? She done invited guests. If the guests ain't gonna go to your bedroom, guests is coming to the living room. You see how this thing operates? So you need to learn how to follow what I tell you, not what you think is good. Yeah, it's a good thing to have your bedroom cleaned up and everything. See? But I told you to get that front room cleaned up. Not only have you disobeyed me, but you done embarrassed me too. So you know what happened to you. You know what you had coming. You know know what you had coming. And it wasn't none of that time in and time out and time around stuff and junk that they got nowadays.
The time out was unconsciousness.
Yeah, right. Yeah, let me quote that there, because some people said that, hey, I'm not for that child abuse and all that stuff. I gotta be careful now on how you do things nowadays.
We talking about your youth.
Yeah. But you know, that's funny. How all of a sudden now it's child abuse, but it wasn't child abuse. But you didn't hear nothing about no people getting broke arms and broke legs and all that kind of stuff there. But you get that hind end to it. You got them whelps on there. And people, children are that obey their parents more. When we turn away from the instruction that God has said, spare the rod and what? And then when you want to do something, then you got to half kill them.
Get their attention.
That's right. And because upon you, when you should have been doing it, you wasn't doing it.
Yeah, that's what happened. They let it go too long, and then they get all mad, get too mad. And that's why they hurt them.
And that's why I said kids and stuff do not know how to chastise and whoop their children now. They don't know how to do it because they don't do it. See? Y'all sit there and holler 15, 20 times. If you don't, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
We'll get you directly.
Well, that took me. One of the kids, I saw the parent was doing that to the kid. Then the kid turned around, did it to him, did it to them. Boy, I just fell out there. I said, now that little Ross is just too smart there. Yeah. Good children. We're his children. He's our father. However, that's right. And are we learning from the whoopings? We got to learn to do his. No, we think we know better than him.
Mm-hmm.
See? But I do this here, he'll like this better than that. No. As Saul, as King Saul, whether our God is that way or not. Saul said, I told you to go there. Not only that, but ask Moshe, the guy we're talking about here. The God mean what he said. We need to learn the God that we're dealing with, dear folks. And that's why I keep telling folks, our God, is an awesome God. And we need to learn who we're dealing with. Because if we don't, we get ourselves in big time trouble.
Right.
After all these things, our forefathers just messed up big time. And because of what they did, is why we're in the situation that we're in. And we continue to portray what they do, guess what? We're going to stay in this position.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we got to do something different than what they did.
Right.
And you ain't going to understand what they did unless you go back and read about it and find out where they went wrong and correct that.
Mm-hmm.
Need to follow through. Now we're going to go down here to the 45th verse here. We're going to all these dealings. You can read some of this other stuff that we're skipping here and all of that. But I want you to get this last advice. This man really loved Israel. And right on up to his death, right on up to his last breath and everything, he was issuing out advice and trying to give us good advice for us to understand, so to be well with us. He already put his life on the line for us. He's already proved that he was a savior for us. We got stupid people running around and comment, can't no man be no savior for me. Can't no man.
Not in my place.
Yeah. The most stupid and crazy stuff that I've ever heard. And we got these hobo Israelites and stuff running. It's terrible.
Yeah.
See? And that's why I get all upset about it. You know, why you? I say because they supposed to know Torah, they supposed to know these things, and then they make some stupid stuff like that and do some stupid conclusions like that. I don't need no Messiah. I don't need. What were you? Okay. Start reading at the 45th verse there and see what Moshe's last advice was.
Okay. It says, when he had finished speaking all these words to all Israel, he said to them, take to heart all the words of my testimony against you today.
Against you. Why was they against us?
He knew all the foolishness we were going to go and do.
There you go. Because he knew we weren't going to do right. He knew we weren't going to take advantage of what it. He knew we weren't going to take the advantage of the good in our life. Because we had got too smart for that. We had got, in our minds, that actually we had got foolish.
Just like children and parents.
Yeah, that's right. Just like children and parents.
Leave them home for the first time. You and the wife look at each other as you pulling out the drop. You know they're going to throw a party, right?
right. You know this house ain't going to look like this, will it? You know this house ain't going to look like this when you get back. Why do you even think it's going to be that way? Why do you know better? Yes. Foolishness is born in the heart of the children.
And you know you're going to get a beat down. I don't know why you want to do it.
Because you think you can clean it up before they get back.
You're going to get a beat down, then you got to clean it up.
Anyway.
And then you got to mess with your sibling, messing with you. You know, all right.
Now what's going to happen is they're going to clean it up too well. Then they're going to figure out something.
We get our thinking messed up. And that's why I said we got to get our thinking. My mother's rule was when I leave the house and everything goes somewhere and everything, and y'all back in the house, you can't have no company. That was the rule. But guess what? I turned it back around and let this one. I said that, hey, okay, that means that I can't have on, that means that I can't even fight no company.
Yeah.
But if it came by their own self,
Yeah.
it was all right. Yeah. Think about that.
We thought we smart.
Yeah, I thought it was smart.
Yeah, I was smart. I've been through mama. I thought it good.
Remember, sister? Hey. And guess what? When she came home, caught the folks there and everything, we still feeling justified.
Did she say don't invite no company over here? Or did she say don't have no company?
When I leave the house, you can't have no company. I want y'all all alone. And then she explained it to her later on after that beat down. Because y'all, you don't know how to act.
That's true.
But see, you see how we could twist stuff around and justify it? And so when she came there and called me on the car, I said, well, I didn't do nothing wrong with everything.
They came over here.
What in the world are they doing over here? They came on their own. I didn't invite them.
They just opened the door. No company.
You didn't tell them what I said?
Right.
You couldn't have no company.
Yeah. I said, I didn't invite them over. I don't know. They came on their own.
Did they walk through the door?
Yeah. I opened the door for them.
Yeah, they came on and we played. Hey, we had a good time and everything.
So that's the point that I'm making. You had to open the door to let them in.
Yeah. But I guarantee you, after that hook down, Whenever she come on there, then hey, can we go and play? Hey, I'm in here. No, y'all got to go. I got to get out the yard and everything. Can't stay in the yard. No, hey, y'all got to go.
Stand on my stoop. Don't worry.
Get to go. Hey, I got it straight now. I understand. See, and that's why I said, long as we can blame and twist it all out there, we ain't gonna do nothing about it. Cause you think you're right.
I'm gonna tell you how we got around that.
Okay, all right.
My parents did the same thing. Wasn't allowed to have company. So what we did was we would go in the living room, open the window, and we have a company standing outside, and we talk to the company through the window. Wasn't in the house.
And
it was cool. My dad was cool. Long as they wasn't in the house, that was fine.
Okay.
We wasn't outside.
Well, see, you see it. Well, see, you obey what they said. Yeah.
So, see, with my parents, we was hard niggas.
What you say?
We was hard niggas.
What's the difference in the city and the country?
Yeah.
Exactly. See, you gotta think quick on your feet in the city.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think smart enough for that. But here he's giving his last advice. Well, let's what he say on that advice.
He said, when he had finished speaking all these words to all Israel, so that you can use them in charging your children to be careful to obey all the words of this Torah. For this is not a trivial matter for you. On the contrary, it is your life. Through it, you will live long in the land you are crossing the Jordan to possess.
Now, that's the part I want to get there. And that's why I said, when I hear these people hollering about we ain't in the land, cause for this, and I said, wrong answer. He's told us exactly why they wasn't in the land. Right there.
When you really think about it, though, out of all people on the planet, we're the only ones that ever lost their land. We're the only people on the planet who's ever lost their land. Y'all have never taken land from anybody else.
I know.
But oh Lord, here it is.
He never gave
He
anybody.
only did that because he claimed.
Yeah, he did. He gave all the nations their land. He set their boundaries according to the Israel's population. We just read that.
Yeah, but he just told Israel, how to keep their land.
Right.
Give the land is Sabbath.
They didn't have the stringent and they didn't have the things because we was to be the example for the other nations. See, I was the oldest child. And bro, I caught me slide with nothing, Jack. See? Stepped ain't no way in the world I'd have got away with that. Why in the world? She said, you're the oldest.
You know what?
You set the standard for the others.
Taught you better.
That's right.
Expect that.
And therefore I have to get on your heart and everything and hope that they'll learn a lesson and everything. Yeah, And so that's the same way with God. God chose us and put those things there and expect us to set them to a certain level and then for us to go out and be an example for them. But what happened? We went out there and joined in with them. He said the whole house of Israel is a priesthood to the world. The priesthood was the bringers. We didn't bring nobody near God. We got scattered and got kicked out in there amongst them.
You associated with them.
We did not heed the good advice. Dear folks, I'm telling you, I'm giving you the advice now. You know that date? When was it? September? October? What is it? Last month, wasn't it? That was September. Well, September done passed. 400 years done passed. You liberated operations?
Check is in the mail.
You checked in the mail, huh? Well, I ain't got mine yet.
I'll tell you. It's in the mail.
Won't be liberated next year either.
But the check is in the mail, so we'll be getting some.
Yeah.
How soon though?
I don't know, brother, they have some.
Soon and
When the king get here?
When the king show up, he'll bring your check with you.
All right.
Everybody gonna get paid then, good and the bad.
That's right.
That's it. Let's keep his advice. Let's follow through on what he said, because it's just your life that's at stake. That's what he let you know. And that's why I tell you, don't play with God. God will hurt you. Hmm? In closing for today?
Your life and your children's life.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you about that. Because it's not only your life, but your children's life too is at stake.
Amen. That's what this scripture says.
That's right.
Children too.
When we choose to transgress Yah's Torah, we do. And his protection. And his blessings. In which we really need in these last days. That's what we need to do. Return back unto him, follow him, and he will really restore us in due time. This is our Parashah for this week here. Give ear. That's what it needs to do. Give ear. See? We're not giving ear yet. See? We're doing a whole lot of talking and a lot of sounding, but we ain't giving ear. And getting to work out for us. We trust that Yah will bless us and keep us. And as our oath is, how should we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? If I forget the emotional line, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I don't remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Yerushalayim above my chief joy. Psalm 137.